Yo!
Yo.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Strange Dead Fellows. I am Lindsay, and with me, as always, Keith Cookie.
Hey. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. Say, girl, hey, how you doing?
Man, it's been a long week at work.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Yeah?
We're getting better.
Getting better. All of us are getting better.
All of us, we're working it out.
I will say one thing. I got a new microphone.
That's right, you did. Fancy pants.
It has one of those cross-stitch things on it.
One of those woven whatever the fucks.
The pop guard, yeah.
Yeah. We're pimps.
Yeah, I feel... Oops, excuse me. I had to eat Thai food really fast. I was within my window for the eating.
Burps happen.
So, I apologize. Anywho,
it is all good.
Oh, good news about some changes, right?
Yes. Just wanted to let you folks know that instead of airing the new episodes as premieres at 5 o'clock on Saturdays and having the live chat option, we know that can be a weird time. A lot of people are having dinner or have plans around that time. Yes. And watch it at a different time and stuff. And so we're just making the new episodes available on Saturdays and just on Saturday. Once it becomes Saturday, you have access. Boom, pregnant. And so we won't be doing the live Chitty Chatties. The episodes are just available on Saturday. And we're going to have some rando live things that we will do with special guests, which we will give you plenty of heads up for those kinds of things.
Maybe some Q's and A's.
Yes.
We don't know yet.
That is true.
But we're going to keep it special. So, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I feel like this is a topic that's kind of shocking that took this long for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I really do.
That's true.
It's time, obviously.
It is time to talk about time.
Ooh. And it's already been and will be.
Yes.
Time is fucking crazy, dude. I know you and I have talked about it, and like I've had the struggles with it. Like, yeah, really wrapping. Like I hear theories about it, but wrapping my head around it for some reason, like I'm not wired for it. And what was it? 2 weeks ago, roughly?
I think so.
2 weeks ago, yeah. But I was like, Linz, I'm in this rabbit hole of time, and I have everything figured out.
Yes.
It's become like this nonstop beast.
Then this roller coaster that we've been on.
And at
least we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't done that. Of course, me being on a roller coaster, I've got chicken legs and I'm super top heavy, so I don't know how safe I would be in the long run. I mean, those glass birds that'll always like fucking drink from water?
Yes.
And the bottom is really heavy, then it's just skinny. Flip that. And that's my build.
Oh my God, Keith.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Anywho.
Anyways, back to
one of the idea about time being linear. Is one that we are all conditioned to understand because of the way we experience it, right? Like you have
that's how we're raised,
future.
Yeah, that's how we're taught time.
And the first time I heard the idea of time being non-linear, my body, everything just shut down. It was, to think that it's all happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's a doozy for sure. If you really slow down and actually really let yourself think about it, it's a doozy.
Yeah, it's been messing with me a lot. We don't tie physics to time as much as we should.
Right.
I think we see space and time as two things that exist, and they can't exist separately. But I think they're more dependent on each other than
I believe
we want to believe.
I believe that too, and I'll just throw this little tidbit out there, but I had a random experience where I actually did. This is going to sound insane to everyone, but I actually had this experience where I got to experience time as it really is. And it was crazy. Looking back on it now, it's crazy. But it was very calm in the moment. I knew I was outside of, and it was space and time. Mm-hmm. That was like very clear to me that for some way my consciousness was outside of space and time. And I realized how it's all happening at the same time. And we can really go to any point that we want. And of course, I don't understand that. You come back to your human brain and it's like,
And that's the thing, is that people, when you the way I've tried to make sense of it is to imagine time as a destination, not as it is. So like you can put in coordinates on a GPS, longitude, latitude, and all that.
Right.
Whatever the coordinates are for time is a place, not a thing, not time as we know it. And that's one of the things that our little time traveler guy that we were going to bring up.
Yes.
Kind of funny about where his time machine was installed to me, when you think about it that way too. Like if you think about time as a destination, you have to travel there.
Yeah. That is very true. That is very true. Talking about Mr. John Teeter. Supposed time traveler, and not sure if that's a pseudonym or anything. Folks still haven't been able to figure out if he and that whole situation was a hoax or not. He first popped up online in 2000 on some internet forum, and and he was letting people, he explained to folks that he was from the year 2036. And he had been assigned, it sounded like he worked for the government in some capacity, that he was assigned to go back to the year 1975, specifically to look for an IBM 5100. His reason, because usually when people talk time travel, they're like, if you could time travel anywhere, where the fuck would you go? And dinosaurs.
Not me. Fuck that. You want to get eaten?
Oh no, but
you'd be good there with the.
Oh, fuck off! I am not a Dilophosaurus.
Whatever you say.
But that's the kind of answer that you'll get from people,
Yeah.
And so for him to be like, I was sent to 1975 for this IBM 5100 because in my time, in 2036, their computers were having issues with some legacy software and languages. Yeah. And the IBM 5100 had the capability to translate that software and the languages. So the reason he gave for traveling in time, like, it just doesn't sound
it's
like
pretty
something.
random.
Yeah.
And the other thing about that is, I know, and you and I kind of prepping for this one, that we found out about IBM verifying that capability.
Right.
After Teeter had gone back.
It
wasn't even a known thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because wasn't it in 2005 when IBM said that or something?
It was like 05, 06, and it was basically like, to have been, long story short, to have been someone to have created a problem that we wouldn't have understood could be a problem.
Right.
And that be a reason that can also be completely validated, that was also kept from the public.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm not sold on everything, but that's...
Yeah. Do you have a cat entering the room?
I have a Zoe leaving the room.
Oh, it was
the
Zoe
door.
leaving the room. Okay, yeah. I was like, but I know of all the critters, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. But okay, so then there's the whole question of, why was he talking about this in 2000? And he told people that after he had stopped in 1975 to get that IBM 5100 computer, he stopped in the year 2000 to look in on family and to grab some items that had been destroyed in a second civil war that he experienced, at least in his timeline. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of variables. And
yeah, and the thing that has always bothered me about that is, the majority, well, at least a handful of people that are interested in time travel and the theory behind it, no matter the level of their education, there's always been that grandfather paradox thing, where if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, did you ever really get to go back in time and kill your grandfather? And with Teeter going back to see himself and his family, he said he saw himself as a kid, but then you realize that he was a strong advocate for the what was it, many worlds concept.
Many worlds concept, yeah.
Yeah. So when you think about that, I mean, does every decision create a universe? Like, is that part of our expansion as a universe? Like,
every decision make a new timeline.
Yeah.
And you think of all the decisions that just one person makes. Throw that across 7 billion people on the planet.
Think about how many decisions you make in 5 minutes.
Dude, yeah.
It just...
like possible infinite realities or timelines or whatever you want to call it.
Is there a way to access those that we don't know about yet?
Right.
That's the other thing. What could that be, where the whole doppelganger, shit comes from?
Yeah.
Like, is there a crossover where two people might have made the same decision up until this point, and this is when it splits? Like,
man, there's
you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say no, because we don't know. I'll definitely say it's possible. I definitely think this John Teeter dude was possible.
Which would explain why we haven't had the Civil War. That he said we would have this second Civil War or any of that yet. But people can also say that's a cop-out.
Right. There were a couple other things that he had mentioned, like different strain of mad cow disease, I believe, was coming. And that actually happened. And it happened after John Titor was last heard from, which the last time he was heard from was January of 2001. Let's see. He had also mentioned a second Cold War with Russia, like in 2014 or something. Yeah, dude.
And I didn't know that one.
You didn't know that one?
No.
I thought I told you about that the first time we tried filming this shit.
Nope, that's fucking unsettling, actually.
Yeah, he said a second Cold War with Russia. But he said for him, it happened in 2014. And I was actually talking to my mom about this stuff. And she's like, they did something in 2014. She's like, they invaded some city in the Ukraine or something. So they did something then. But now we have all this shit going on right now. I don't know.
I mean, I guess one of my questions is, is there a finite number of things that will happen in every universe or every timeline or whatever? Like, if
in terms of like major events kind of thing?
Yeah, like not necessarily the same place or the same people or the same time, but the same instance. Like maybe we had Desert Storm in 2005 in some other timeline, but it was 1991 when we were here.
Right.
And maybe it wasn't Saddam, maybe it was somebody else, and maybe Al Gore was. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
But did these two things happen? Yes. Are the circumstances and timing different? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you look at like those being, they call it Nexus events on the Disney Plus shit for Marvel, but for Loki, I mean, you watch that with me. It's the same kind of concept. Like these are events that will not.
They can't be
that are going to happen and can't. Yeah, they can't be stopped. It's just they're going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Like they shift in some sort of way, but they still happen. And yeah, it is absolutely bananas. But going back to what you were saying about thinking about time as being a destination and a place. Because thinking about what he made his time machine out of, John Titor, because our generation certainly is very familiar with a little film called Back to the Future, in which they used the DeLorean to build their time machine. John Titor said that he built his in a 66 Corvette.
Which also makes you kind of have to ask the question, like, that's a 70-year-old car where he says he's from.
Yeah.
That would be like us building a time machine, 14 years before? I mean, out of like a 50-something.
Yeah.
Like a Ford T, whatever. Like, why would we pick that car?
Right.
It's either one of two things. It's like dystopian as shit, like in Terminator movies, and that's the only car they could find.
Right. Yeah.
Or there's something specific to
that car,
the combustion, or something with those older cars.
Something with it, yeah.
Maybe the weight, since they were steel, and I don't know, but that seems extremely old to be building that type of technology in. And
I'll have to look for the YouTube video and the pictures of this stuff, but I came across things that say, like, supposedly there are pictures of this time machine that he had in his car. And the only way as if he had posted these in that forum that he was on or whatever.
Yeah.
But supposedly these pictures that have been seen, no one's been able to say that the way his equipment was set up and the parts that they could see, at least from the pictures, that it didn't make sense. Or that, you know what I mean? Like whoever analyzed that kind of shit, like
what he's saying he did this for could potentially work if X, Y, and Z were factors in whatever. Yeah.
From everything that they could see in the photos, they're like, they couldn't find anything that was like, there's no fucking way that would be involved in any sort of time travel or whatever, because this is a part, this microwaves whatever or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think you get what I'm trying to say.
I do, but I just had a brain explosion.
I saw that. That's why I was like, did I break you?
No. Okay, do you remember when we were talking and I said, I had this theory that I spewed out to her over like 15 minutes that she had to record so we wouldn't forget it.
Yeah, it was like, keep it in your brain. I've got to record this shit.
But going off of that, the idea that I had essentially in a nutshell was that the speed of light is a cosmic speed limit as far as we know, right?
Yeah.
It's 186,000 miles an hour, and 3 years of light speed travel would equal 5 years on Earth. So when you look at time travel, you're looking at, what, 40% more that you're getting, and that output just doesn't make enough sense, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about, my idea was, instead of manipulating ourselves to exceed the speed of light, what if we're looking at it the wrong way and there's a way to slow light down, like that particular, not perfectly slowing down light, but just conceptually, like instead of car go faster to hit time, what if time goes slower so car can make more progress? You know, that type of idea.
Right.
In saying that and talking about what we're talking about and the IBM shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Basic computer right here. Ready? You have a timestamp, a domain, IP address, all of these different identifiers from my computer to a website that I visit, right?
Right.
The timestamp is a factor because any kind of server will hold that timestamp and what IP visited what IP and MAC address and all of that. That's how we can say, you know, on February 5th, you visited this site. Are you going to tell me you were hacked? You know, like that type of thing. What if we can fucking do that the other way with the internet? And what if that's what he needed that piece from the IBM for? A way to check and see what your things do. Like,
yeah. After you said that, I started getting like major tremors in my body.
But think about that. Like, what if that's a way that it can be done? So going back on a concept that a mutual friend of ours wants is that transferring consciousness digitally into, you know, the internet, the machines, all of that. Yes. What if that's fucking time travel? What if we have found a way to transfer consciousness into these things where we can manipulate the information? No, seriously.
No, I know you're being serious. That's why I'm like,
what if that's what it is? And that might be our first step. And that,
I don't know if that is in case that's like AI shit, and AI terrifies me. So that's why I'm freaking out. I know it terrifies me too.
But what if that's what it is? What if that's where our next level is, the transcending?
Yeah.
From these bodies into something eternal
that
has full.
But the soul's eternal. Oh man, then we get into whole sorts of different philosophical and.
But if the soul is nothing more than energy, can energy not travel that way?
Yeah, it can. Huh. And for anyone who actually watches this, we would like to thank you. And we would also like to apologize for if we're hurting your brain right now.
Fuck that. I want y'all to, I want ideas.
Well, that's true. I mean, some of this stuff.
We need more people. We need a tank.
Hurt your brain to think about. Some of it like makes your brain feel like it's being strained. Like you can only kind of visit some of these topics for so long at a time before you're just yeah.
So yeah, that's just adding into my and fuck.
Oh no. What? Oh God,
How would we power something like that, Lindsay?
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh God. Okay. So
hold on. I just cracked time travel. Zoe, I cracked time travel. Hey girl, I cracked it.
Short pause for a mental breakdown.
We're gonna live forever in the machines. Hey, it's different if we're the machines.
But
because we don't have to be scared of them.
Man. Still creeps me out, man. And how would that treat your fear of animatronic shit, huh?
Would we have fear?
That's true. Man, there's too many things to think about with all that stuff. We're going to break people's brains. We're breaking our brains right now. But
we can take this part for the break.
Talking about energy. Okay, so there's this little old science lab in Switzerland, largest lab in the whole world.
Teensy.
It is a little lab.
Is it bigger than 50 Cent's house? I don't think so.
Wow, damn. You just kicked CERN right in the balls. That's the abbreviation for the place, by the way. CERN is what it's known by. Yep. And that stands for the European Council for Nuclear Research. And they are brilliant and terrifying.
Lindsay, what's the main thing they do there?
The main thing that they do there, they recreate what is in essence tens of millions of teeny, 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 tiny big bangs every few seconds. The Large Hadron Collider, yes, they built that. Let's see. I'm getting all discombobulated.
Did you get an itchy bottom?
No, my tank top is.
Going into your butthole?
It's traveling north. I pulled it back down south. I wonder when our guests are going to be able to see that.
Old news.
It's going to happen, folks.
Old news now. So, the Large Hadron Collider.
Yes. This Large Hadron Collider in 1995 was able to create antimatter. Antimatter, when it comes into contact with with matter, they annihilate each other.
Creating a lot of energy, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time traveler guy we were talking about that mentioned something.
Yes. So, Mr. John Teeter, on more than one occasion, had said that when antimatter can be man-made, that we will have the available energy required for time travel. And he said that the last time he had been heard from was January of 2001.
So we have antimatter.
Yes.
We understand much more about the internet and technology and AI.
Yes.
We are getting the concept that time is nonlinear.
Yep.
We have a batshit theory how most of this goes together.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question. Internet, antimatter, IBM. How do we fit the time machine and the car into that? I'm going to look at the diagrams because there is a possibility.
That was my brain going kaput.
1975 didn't have fast enough internet speeds to travel back to.
That's true.
If you consider, neither did 2000 for that matter. So what if he has like a makeshift fucking like modem built into that somewhere?
Dude, I don't know. You're gonna have to look for those freaking pictures.
Guess what I'm doing when we're done?
Looking for the pictures, yo.
Oh, I've got them.
Oh, you're analyzing.
I put them in the drive.
Oh, did you? Awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah.
So I'm going to be looking because, wow, I think we've...
Because Cookie just solved time travel, y'all. You saw it here first.
Well, maybe I'll have to do a little update video on our socials following the completion of this video, which is coming up. So you guys will be able to disconnect from this crazy shit. But just remember, if you want to ever talk about this with me, Keith at strangedeadfellows.net.
He wants to hear it all.
Seriously, email me.
Come at him with it. All of it. He wants it.
If I get enough people emailing me some theories, we might have maybe do a guest panel show to revisit. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
The possibilities are endless.
Well, why don't we call it a night?
Yes.
Since I'm already in pain from this shit. I know you are.
Yep.
And I've got some research to do.
Yes, you do. Because
sound good?
You're gonna. So I'll hear from you in a little bit with all your texts about how you solve time travel.
Yeah, I'm going out on the back porch with my iPad.
Oh shit! It is on.
Yeah. So while I do that, it's going to get bad, Linz. I'm sorry ahead of time. So,
I know you're going down the other day. You said you were going down another rabbit hole. I was just like, stop. Just stop right now. Just say no.
The best thing about this show now, you have me on film talking about my previous theory, which spawned from what you recorded on your digital recorder theory, and is all now being brought into a new theory that's being recorded.
That's true.
I've got 3 steps I can go back on. Okay.
Well, who's all freaking out now?
Yeah, me. So let's end it. All right, guys. That's the show this time. if you're still here, me and Lindsay both thank you.
Your brain has been melted by now.
Like butter.
Like butter.
Butter.
Like butter.
On the popcorn. So I really do actually kind of like that idea about if we get enough feedback with some ideas on this, maybe doing a panel show. I think that'd be fun. If you guys have any interest in that, you know how to find us: social media, email, website, YouTube comments, whatever. But until then, on behalf of Lindsay, right there, thank you guys again for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.